Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. As you guys can see up on the screen today, I want to talk a little bit about Wynn Resorts. This is ticker symbol WYNN, but we also have a second stock to talk about as well because they're kind of a package deal with this news, a package deal in terms of their movement, in terms of the things that are affecting them in this market today. The other stock obviously being Las Vegas Sands Corporation. Now, LVS is the ticker symbol on this one. This company was down right around 10% today. It's up a little bit in the after hours, 0.5% almost. And Wynn is down almost 11% and down, not even 0.1% after hours. So pretty flat after hours. But both of these stocks had very, very rough days. They are big companies. Wynn Resort, around $11 billion market cap after the 10% drop today. And Las Vegas Sands right around a $30 billion market cap. Obviously, you can tell there's a ton of parallels between these companies, obviously being big, casino companies, American companies, and they both have similar looking graphs, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this video today, why these companies drop so hard, why they drop so fast, and what the future might have in store for them as well. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate it so much. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. I would appreciate that a ton. We're on that road to 2,000 subscribers. That's the next big milestone, the next big marker out there that I would love to hit. It would be absolutely awesome if we can get there a little bit faster if you guys click that button. And check out the links in the description below if you want to get a free stock by joining Robinhood. With that being said, let's get right into this one. So again, both of these companies having very, very similar days, opening down kind of throughout the day, going a little bit lower and then kind of rebounding back again, not a ton. I mean, from these bottoms, stuff was up maybe 4 or 5% for LVS, and for Wynn from around the bottom, up 2-3%. I will say that I was buying Wynn a little bit today. My cost basis is $92 at this point. So, I picked up some shares probably right around this period a little later in the day. After stuff dipped all the way down, it started to rebound a little bit. I was able to buy in at 92. I don't know if this is going to be a good play. I'm just kind of letting you know that I am in on this one. So, with that being said, the news, what is happening? Why did both these companies drop? There's been a bunch of reasons why these companies, have been either good or bad on a lot of people's lists. Obviously, COVID quarantine has affected casinos and hotels and everything like that in a big, big way. But they're also reopening plays. People are starting to get excited. Las Vegas has had some crazy weeks all around the globe. People are itching to get back out there. People think, the end of quarantine and COVID and everything's right around the corner, and you want to be invested before those first big booms start happening. And some people think we're already starting to see some of those big booms. Some people think we're going to go into lockdown 2.0 and they're, staying away from them. There's really people on both sides. But the news today honestly has nothing to do with quarantining, nothing to do with COVID. The news today is Wynn and Las Vegas Sands shares are hit on China's Macau plans. Macau is viewed as the free-loving Las Vegas of East Asia. If you guys don't know, this is Macau. Here's kind of like the Google, of them at least. They're an autonomous region on the south coast of China across the Pearl River Delta from Hong Kong. They have giant casinos and malls on the Cotai Strip, which joins the islands of Taipa and Cologne. I don't know if I pronounced this correctly, but it has earned the nickname the Las Vegas of Asia. So, this thing, again, right off the border of China, right off the coast of China, is this big, big area, which gets a lot of tourism, gets a lot of people. They have big casinos, they have big hotels, they have the Macau Tower, they have big landmarks. They draw a lot of big spenders, a lot of big money, a lot of revenue is generated from this area. It is a very, very big area, and obviously Wynn has some, has a casino there. They have some real estate there, and then also Las Vegas Sands is very active in the region as well. So bad news for Macau could strike bad news for Wynn and Las Vegas Sands, and that's kind of what we saw investors and the market reacting to today. But here's the actual story. China, this is from foxbusiness.com, China may be stacking the chips against U.S. casino giants that do a large business in Macau, signaling a tougher operating environment in the region. Now, that is actually, kind of a big deal, and I think something that maybe a lot of people don't know. Wynn and LVS are both American companies, so you would think, American companies, they're probably doing a ton of business in Las Vegas, they're probably doing a ton of business, in the United States, they're probably making a lot of money like that, and most people have maybe never even heard of Macau or even known that, Wynn and some of these other American companies do so much revenue and so much volume internationally, especially in the area of Macau, that some people have probably never even heard of. But Macau is a very, very big deal. Again, a ton of money comes through this area. This is a massive, massive deal for both Wynn and LVS. Again, part of the reason why we saw stuff drop today, but if the news gets worse, if things keep trending down, Wynn and LVS absolutely have more room to fall, because this area, this region, is just that important to the business of both of these companies. So shares of Wynn Resorts are on pace for their worst drop since June 2020, and LVS shares are on the pace for the worst drop since March of 2020. Obviously, March of 2020 is that COVID drop. So if you have a similar drop to what you saw when COVID first started, that is crazy. That is a bad, bad day. Obviously, Wynn has seen a ton of volatility, so this would only be their worst drop since June. But still, this is a very, very big deal. I mean, Wynn at the bottom here, cracked $90. When you look at the year to date, this thing's been as high as the 52-week high being 143. So to be, going from 140 down to under 90, that's a 35 to 40% drop. This is a big, big deal. This is something that obviously people are seeing is very, very significant. Now, the Macau government is planning to review and change the way gambling concessions are reviewed. These comments were made at a press conference Tuesday with Macau SAR Secretary of Economy and Finance, Lei Wai-nong. I'm butchering that for sure. I'm sorry. But initially, several pro-democracy representatives were expected to be involved in what is considered a sub-oversight effort, but have since been sidelined in favor of pro-PRC representatives. Las Vegas Sands declined to comment, and inquiries by Fox Business to Wynn were not immediately returned. So obviously, some silence from these companies so far, but we'll definitely be hearing from them at some point, whether it's, on earnings reports or just newsletters or whatever, reaching out to shareholders, investors, everything like that. This is a very, very big deal. Again, this makes a ton of sense why these companies were hit so hard today. Now, obviously, we didn't get any specifics. We don't know exactly what is going on. There also is subject to a lot of change. We see with Chinese Chinese government and Chinese stocks all the time, how up and down they can be, how bad news comes out and maybe people overreact, or maybe China, backsteps on it. There is still so much of this left to be played. The reason why I was buying the dip is I think that this could be, just another instance of China trying to scare people, trying to, maybe shake people out a little bit. They're trying to just rile things up because that's what they do. Who knows if they're going to be buying the dip, if they're getting more interested in this, or if they're just using this as a way to get more money from, companies like Wynn and more money from companies like LVS. That is absolutely possible. I do think a part of my big investing strategy for the year has been throwing a lot of money into companies like Alibaba. So I don't want to get too over, indexed into the whole Chinese FUD madness, but Wynn was already a company I was looking at. So to see that they were down 11% today, I had to buy. Again, I definitely think there is still a ton of downside left, but I don't think it's a terrible position, a terrible time for at least myself personally to begin starting a position. If it goes down to 80, if it goes down to 70, it goes down to 60, I'll definitely be buying more. I'm definitely worried, I'm definitely concerned, but in the end, I don't think that they're just going to shut down business in Macau or anything like that, but it's not completely off the table. We will have to see how this goes. I know they have some deals that are expiring in like 2022, so there's going to be a ton of news surrounding that, but if those deals get renewed, if they're still in a good spot, then I think this stock has a ton of room to shoot back up, potentially to those 52-week highs again as well, and then I could make a solid chunk of money. That's just what I'm thinking when I look at LVS and Wynn. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of Wynn or LVS. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.